I'm on in a trouble price. I'm on in a trouble in our no time at all. I'm on in that them stores at first. So people just attack things because they just want to blame other people. I'm on in a trouble no time. Cause if I'm on in the trouble or anything, I tell the police them says I'm on.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The audio that you just heard is of an interview that was done by TVJ News with the mother of Price Johnson, that 14-year-old girl that was taken out in a brutal fashion, allegedly by a man of unsound mind. So you heard what the mother said. She knows that the person that they have as the suspect or one of the two suspects, I'll explain that further on in this news, is not responsible. The likely possibilities of him having anything to do with their daughter, 14-year-old, losing her life is 0 to minus a billion. It was not him. Now, people, don't you realize from the start of this thing, the onset, that this mother seems to be having selective amnesia? Is either she make up stuff in her head or she's not divulging any sorts of information. Such is the case with residents in that same community, because it seems as if they, the mother and that child, were not in the best of terms, so therefore they were not in defense of her and they have absolutely nothing to say. So when you hear a mother defend this youth, the youth that they have in custody, 38-year-old Imani Naya Lignat, I think his last name is, don't quote me, that definitely it is not him. He would not harm a fly. He would not harm Christ. He not hurt Jesus. Now, people, when we think about what is going on, we should be concerned. Concerned for the fact that there was a next young man. I let you hear the audio from the mother and that young man yesterday, in which they are saying that their picture, the youth's picture, the picture that was circulating all over social media, saying that he is the suspect. He went to the police station, Denham Town. They took him to Huntsby, and then they cleared his name. He was no longer a person of interest. He was no longer the picture or the person behind the picture that was, well, he is the person behind the picture, but he is not associated or linked to that thing. So we see them hold on to our next person. This man is allegedly a man of unsound mind. People, sometimes them homeless, and we call them madman in Jamaica. But based on the police information, it is said that they went to his home. The last time I checked, I did not know madman of house or have any sorts of resident fixed address, unless, of course, you're a clean clothes madman. So they went to him. As a matter of fact, the family contacted the police and they made arrangement, and he was turned over or picked up, whatever the circumstances are. And he was charged for the takeaway of that 14-year-old, charged for housebreaking, charged for wounding with intent, amongst other serious charges. The main charge meaning the takeaway brutally of that 14-year-old. Now, when this happened, it was the mother herself that said that, yes, a man of unsound mind was knocking on doors till he realized one of the doors was open. He entered and he did exactly what he did. You and I know, anybody with an iota of sense would know that that story kind of sounds shaky at best. So we thought that the mother was lying. So this interview that she did, beat very short with TVJ, saying that Imani would not hurt anybody. It is not Imani. Now remember, the police hold one individual, had to let him go because picture incriminated him, because somebody, devious person, put out his picture, a young lady that he had problem with, some sort of relationship that went left. She was being very vindictive. And then the person that is supposed to be the alleged madman that was caught on CCTV camera. The funny thing is that that CCTV camera caught the picture of the man that was released after he did a question and answer session. So I say this to say that this mother is now telling us that she know who didn't do it, but she cannot tell us who actually did it. So this is what we call selective amnesia. This is what we call inconsistency in the court of public opinion. So definitely she knows exactly who is doing it or who is responsible or the person that is responsible for her daughter losing her life. Now, when I did this video at first, when it initially started or happened, and I said the mother is a liar, the mother is not telling the truth, the mother is withholding information that is pertinent to the case. A lot of persons on my channel came out and said, "Oh, you chat so much like you know everything. Let the mother grieve. Don't disrespect the DEAD." Well, people, if I am the blogger and I am putting out pertinent information to let the police know at the point that they are looking in the wrong direction, they are barking up the wrong tree. I guess what they say is true. Time solves or time bring out the truth. The truth will always come to light. So therefore, that allegedly madman, a figment of the imagination of the mother and others who are trying to conspire and cover up the truth, is now not actually a madman. No actual madman exists. So therefore, that tell you that the lie was in place from the start. So people, I am going to show you a couple of individuals because if you remember, I told you that the daughter was in some sort of sexual relationship with a Dan. She had to run away and go a country and come back. And when she come back and decided that she was not going to be in any relationship with this man, it seems as if he got in his feelings. I also told you that the father who lost his life under questionable circumstances was because he was lashing out to the mother that the mother was allowing her daughter or his daughter to see a gunman. Well, people, here's the thing. There's a gang that runs off that place. They are called Ratbat. The person that controls that gang, that person's name is Paka. Based on the information, it is said that Paka now lives overseas and he give the Danship or the person that is governing the place to a man known as Dane. So therefore, you have Dane, you have Kirkland. These people are monitoring the ground. If anything happens in that vicinity, specifically where that 14-year-old lost her life, somebody would know, and them people that is controlling, governing the place would know. So the likely possibility is that if they don't know and they are not doing anything and they are not finding the suspect, it means that the suspect might be one of those persons from the Ratbat gang, specifically the boyfriend or ex of that 14-year-old. So people, like I said before, the mother seems to have selective amnesia. The mother knows because she told you in that interview that it is not him, it is not Iman that is responsible. He would not hurt a fly, especially her daughter. She knows who did not do it, but she does not know who did it. And for me, that did it in the voice of Bounty Killer. I told the police that they were barking up the wrong tree before. So now I am giving them the names of persons that might be responsible, might be suspect, might be persons of interest. Maybe you should direct your attention to those persons. Maybe you might even solve the case. Maybe you can contact the mother, Mrs. Eugene Wade, and ask her, was your daughter with one of these gunmen? Are these gunmen responsible? Ask the mother or ask the residents who run the ground and they will tell you, because it seems as if everybody is lost, dazed and confused, with the exception of this blogger, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, sometimes you have to take a look in the mirror before you blame the police and ask the government for intervention. I am speaking about a hard-working fisherman in a Montego Bay, St. James, where he is out during an interview and he is saying that his son, 14-year-old, was wrongly locked up, accused, and in the custody of the police for a very long, long time, few more days than he would have expected. And this is based on an incident that took place in a place known as Barretown in a St. James, like I said, where the police did a targeted operation looking for some lottery scammers. They went to a house and they picked up a couple of individuals that they have picked up before. However, this time the 14-year-old was also in at the sweep. The 14-year-old was arrested because the laptop that they found incriminating lottery scamming paraphernalia inside belonged to him, and he said that it was his laptop. He was taken in along with his sister, the sister boyfriend. Now, people, here's the thing about the sister and the sister boyfriend. Both of them have been the target of many lottery scamming raids operation. So therefore, they are not new to the system. So we saw that the father did an interview with TVJ News, and he said he cannot imagine that his son, that is so innocent, is being locked up and laid down in a cell with multiple purses upon newspaper. No shirt, no nothing, him hungry, him stressed out in there. He wants the government of Jamaica to do something. He is appealing to the police. Please let my son go. Well, people, like I said, the son said that it was his laptop. But the father is saying, yes, it is his laptop, and the mother lives overseas. The mother actually is filing for this youth, and he's expected to migrate to the United States very, very soon. So the last time he went up, he got a laptop, and he brought the laptop back to Jamaica. And it seems as if the sister and their boyfriend have been using the laptop. They claim that they work at the call center. Checks at that call center say that they are lying. They are actually scammers. So the father is saying that the son has nothing to do with it. The mother is saying that the son has nothing to do with it. All he does, he plays a video game. He is not a troublemaker. As a matter of fact, they don't even understand how he could even chop anybody because him can't talk, him can't do the lottery scamming twang. However, like I said, the laptop belongs to him. So I want you to take a look to what the parents has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
I want people to get trouble in the year, and then father, he sit down and playing game on his phone, he eat, and that's it. Yeah, man, I don't time fish cam. I'm not even thinking black can't speak. You know what they do fish cam? You look about no talk.
And yeah, the son, whose laptop the son say, my laptop. And so what happened, the son tell him, say, you have game on the laptop on schoolwork. And say, oh, you get the laptop. So you know, marry my sister then. When I come from America, my sister them I use it every time I come from school. You have to go up on the yard feed to come do my schoolwork. And then say I do call center work on which then I work at call center. So I don't know nothing about the scamming paper, so I find one. And from Thursday they having, then I can't go on court, no bail, nothing. We go to Barretown, we see him, we start them having when I want sell it. We're not in pit behind. And just some green paper then got thrown on there. And you have a known shirt, I just this in there. That environment, you know, want him in a side, let me try to get him out and see him get caught up in that point and know about that now. I don't know what to do, because I'm stressed out from when I get to there's a fisherman we can see. Sometimes I see them that cry. Me lock up in my locker, cry every day. People come out and tell me something, cry so much, stressed out myself and something.
So people, like I said, the theme of this section of the video is sometimes you have to take a close look in at the mirror or close behind you in the mirror to see that the problem is your family or the family setting. Don't know if the father that is speaking, that is his daughter or the sister of the son. So maybe upon the mother or the son's side, that is a sister. But he's making it very clear. So listen, them are not sorts of call center worker. They are scammers. They've been locked up before. And now my son is dragged into this thing because of his sister, association or link with his sister. But people, here's the thing. These people are supposed to be lottery scammer. So how is it that you're chopping the line? You can't even afford to buy a computer, and I am not justifying anybody having the right tools of the trade, but me just as say, obviously it is not working, or obviously they are cheap, and maybe they even said to the 14-year-old, which is a minor, you know, so we're going to give you some money whenever we chop the line, and bingo, and he agreed. Not to say that I have any sort of evidence to substantiate those claims, but me just as say, it is a possibility. So people, at the end of the day, we hear what the father is saying, and at the end of the day, if this 14-year-old is not mixed up in any sort of dirty bungle, he would not get entangled in this. So the family, meaning mother and father, please to keep your son away from these kind of company, even if it is BLOOD, because even BLOOD will get you locked up, will get you chopped up, will get you locked up in a prison and even lose your life because of the choppery involvement, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, be very careful about women that you meet out there. Sometimes these women have an ulterior motive to rob you and even rob you of your life. So there's a scheme that is going around Jamaica, been around for a couple of years, in which men roll in a taxi, abduct, kidnap, mostly female, hold them hostage at some unknown location, take their bank card and also the password, and clean out them account. If them lucky, sometimes them just get them fence jump over. Sometimes them fence get jump over and they also lose their life. I think that this is the case as it pertains to Mr. Kevin Walker, an employee of Digicel, well, X, because he no longer exists. He also rents car and he has a loan company. Don't know the circumstance in which he met a young lady, and that young lady kind of tricked him and took him away, robbed him, and took him away. Based on information, it is said that on or about February 3rd, 2025, at the intersection of Marcus Garvey and Industrial Terrace in our gully, a blue barrel was found. In that blue barrel, a body was also in there. It is confirmed that it is the body of Mr. Kevin Walker, ex-Digicel employee. So Mr. Walker was actually held on February 1st, which would have been Saturday. Somebody reported him missing on Sunday, which would be the 2nd, and then the body was found 2 days later in the barrel. During their investigation, the police went to a premises and found an enormous amount of BLOOD belonging to the victim. They arrested a couple of persons, specifically 3 females. However, fast forward yesterday in the evening, it is said that some young men robbed somebody of their vehicle, a gray Probox to be specific. The police got information, intercepted that gray Probox, pulled it over, the person declined to stop. There was a chase. During the chase, a couple of men alighted out of the vehicle based on the police reports. Blaze up some can after the police wheel whoppy back. Blaze up some can return unlike fire. After the smoke cleared, it is said that a man known only as Diamond, he was hit up. An ex-man known as TJ Thompson in the street known as Tico, he was also arrested, taken into custody. Mr. Diamond was rushed, Turkle style, to the hospital, KPH to be specific. However, he did not make it. Too late was his demise. Now, when the police run information, they realize that this is one of the persons that was a person of interest speaking about Diamond. So when the police do the calculation, they have 4 persons now into custody, Mr. Tico, Mr. Thompson, and the rest are 3 females. The point that I am trying to make is this. People out there, be very careful. Women. These men driving in a taxi, acting as if they are regular taxi, then abduct you, take you away, hide you, hold you hostage in some unknown location, drain out your card, and then probably drain out your life. Mr. Walker, it seems, met this young lady, kind of had some sort of relationship. She tricked him and got her friends to rob him and also take him out of here. So when the police realize now, so hold on a minute, of these 4 persons in our custody, Mr. Diamond was a person of interest, even as suspect, he is gone. 3 out of the 4 are female. So the point that I am trying to make, men out there specifically, use your head. Don't let your lower head fool you or trick you or get you entrapped in any sort of thing for pleasure, only to lose your life. So therefore, you should not be pum-pum wise and DEATH foolish. Such is the case, I think, of Mr. Walker. And people, there is nothing wrong if you feel kind of horny and you meet somebody and feel like you want a piece. However, when that person is going to take you to some sort of garrison out of your comfort zone, you have to weigh the pros and the cons, pum-pum or life. I think that is a very simple decision, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.